It's December 29th, Pennsylvania late season. I'm being real quiet because I'm set up real close to where these deer bed at. Don't know what's going to happen tonight. Don't have a real good wind. Don't have real cold temperatures. What I do have is a picture of a buck walking through here last night at like 20 after 5. It's a shooter buck. 8-point that I call Curly. 4-year-old 8-point, nice deer. Not a real good wind tonight, but what we got going on is got a big clear cut down to my west and to my south. And these deer come out of here and they stage in these flat. There's oaks and there's choke cherries and stuff in here. And then we've got some fields maybe a quarter of a mile that way. So they come out of the bedding area, they stay right here, mill around for a little while. I used to have an old food plot planted out here in front of me. And so they're kind of used to coming through here. And they come up, they stage, and they walk this path right in front of this tree stand. And I had a stand not far from here last year in late season, and all the deer used to walk right by here. So first sit late season, deer was out last night. You know, not real cold, bad wind, but there's no forecast of a good north wind that I need, so I'm risking it. Got the Ozonics running. We'll see if that works or not, and see what happens. Wish me luck. think I just smoked one. I'm not sure. Nice 8-point. Seen lots of deer tonight. They just keep coming in. They're a little spooky. I got the Ozonics running. I'll tell you what, I think it works because I've had deer downwind and they're noticing something. But I had some does out in front of me and they were getting a little boogered, and I looked back and I could see this buck coming, working his way up along the clear cut. So I just hit record and turned to where I thought he was going to come through, and he did. Well, when I was grabbing my bow, one of the does caught me and she took off. And so the buck luckily stopped because I don't think they quite knew what I was, and so I just held there and got my rangefinder out and ranged him. He was 33 yards, and he settled down and turned and continued to go the direction that he was originally going. And when he did, he stopped for a second, and I think I put a really good shot on him. So we'll see what happens. But been a long season for me in Pennsylvania, man. I have hunted hard in PA and Ohio, and I had a little bit of luck in Ohio with the muzzleloader, but I've had a rough year this year, and so to kill one this late in the year with a bow in Pennsylvania, I'm really happy. So hopefully I can get down and see where the arrow went. I saw the knockout look like it went right through his front shoulder, so I'm hoping that it was a good shot. But I'll get down, take a look at it, and I think I got a clean pass through and determine whether I'm going to go after him here or not, or give him a little time. But I hope it was as good as it looks. I'm going to review the footage a little bit, but you know, hopefully there's a good ending to a long, rough season for me here. It was a pretty nice buck, so stay with me. Okay, we're back down to the property. I shot that deer at like 5 o'clock. It's been about 2.5 hours. We reviewed the footage. I think the hit was good, so we're not allowed to use dogs here in Pennsylvania, but I got plenty of people with me tonight. I went and got my father-in-law and a couple friends, and we're going to head back in now and see if we can't find this deer.
We've got a good blood trail. I'm hoping he's not that far.
Lots of good blood so far. Guys are tracking it. We've come about 60-70 yards now, but the trail's picking up pretty good, so we're hoping he's not that far. Looks pretty good, so hopefully he'll be up here very shortly.
There he is, right there.
Oh, there he is.
Nice.
That's a nice buck. Got Buckshot and Joe and Uncle Steve and Pat here with us. Pat also shot a deer tonight. So I've had a couple trail camera pictures of this deer. It's late season in Pennsylvania. He's not the biggest one in the woods, but I'm pretty proud of him for December 29th. This is the first legal buck I've seen in the woods this year in Pennsylvania. But came in and some does were in front of him. They spooked a little bit, and he gave me a 35-yard shot, and I put a pretty good shot onto him. We weren't sure about it. It was a little far forward, but we got him in both lungs, and he probably didn't go, what, 100 yards? Probably went 100 yards. So we're going to get him cleaned up, get out of here, and real proud.
Leg over here hanging.
Well, here he is. It's the morning after. We shot this deer at 5 p.m. last night, and we went in, gave him a couple hours. I thought the shot was good, but wanted to come home and review the footage first just to make sure. He was just a slight touch quarter to me, and so just wanted to be sure before we went back. Got some friends, took them with me, which is always fun to do when you're tracking a deer, and we went in and found him after a pretty easy 80-yard track job. Took out both lungs, and so real good ending to a real tough season for me this year. I've been hunting PA and Ohio very hard. Some bad luck, just bad luck, other bad luck that I brought on myself by making mistakes, but real happy to be sitting behind this deer today, late season in PA. That is not something that happens all the time. These deer in Pennsylvania get hunted hard. This particular property gets archery hunted hard, and as well as a 2-week high-power rifle season where it's hunted pretty much every day. Deer drives, you name it, and it's done on this property. And
And so to get a buck of this caliber, a 4-year-old deer, on this particular piece of property this late in the season is a true accomplishment, and I'm very proud of it. As far as what went into this hunt, weather. This time of year, you can do everything right. You have to work hard to locate bucks. I run a lot of trail cameras. I've actually had 3 trail cameras stolen this week, which is another thing that makes the Pennsylvania hunting, fun. But front coming in, as you can see during the video last night, it was sunny, fairly calm, and you can see what we have today: high winds and precipitation early, more precipitation later. And so basically what went into it was my decision to hunt last night was based on 3 things: high pressure, somewhat cold temperatures, although you'd like to see it a little colder this time of year. It was 35 degrees, which is cold enough, and a weather event moving in, which I think is the most important of the 3. Anytime you can hunt ahead or behind a weather event, especially high winds with deer, in my opinion, it's a good day to hunt, and the deer certainly were on their feet last night. They started moving around 4 o'clock, and it was non-stop action until he came in and I shot him at 5 o'clock. So that is the key to hunting all the time, but especially late season, is weather. Anytime you can get in front or behind one of those weather systems, in my opinion, especially in front of. If you can hunt ahead of a multiple day bad weather event, you're going to see some deer on their feet, and that certainly was the case last night. So just in close, this will bring an end to my archery season for 2016, and if I learned anything, it's number 1, that no matter how long I do this, I still make a lot of mistakes, and number 2, that no matter what mistakes you do make, if you just keep on getting in the stand and being smart and hunting hard, it will pay off, and it certainly did for me last night. I've killed a lot bigger deer, but in Pennsylvania this late in the season, I've not killed many deer that I'm more proud of than this. So it brings a close to a season where I learned a lot, a very rough season, but a great season. So thanks to all my friends who, my father-in-law Buckshot, my buddy Joe, my uncle Steve, our friend Pat, who went in and got this deer out with me last night, and thanks to Ryan Barron, Ryan Prizzuti, Brad Basinger, all my buddies that hunt with me all year long, David Bigham, David Petco, Ty Wilde, Zach Wilde. We communicate, and we hunt hard together, and makes it a lot more enjoyable. So this is it.